You are tuned into Horror Music Radio, and it's Friday fucking night with Abstract Lady. And that last block of music was a little sampler of Hunter's weed mix that I made for him. But anyway, we are going to get into Shit Talking 101 now, okay? And it is about Pogo the Fuckhead. And with me, my co-host here is Xplicit. And so yeah, let the trash talking begin.
Welcome to Shit Talking 101 with Professor X. Alright, check it out. Subject Pogo the Fuckhead. This motherfucker, just in case people are wondering what happened between me and that piece of shit, I'll just lay it out from the beginning, so you might want to take a seat and pour a drink, alright? Check it out. I fucking met Pogo. He contacted me one day, fucking, telling me he was digging my shit and he wanted to play my shit on the radio and he wanted to do graphics for me and, suck on my balls a little bit. I told him I was cool except for the ball sucking shit, so I mean, after we got the homo shit out of the way, he started bumping my shit on Riff Raff radio, which he told me was direct affiliation with, American Riff Raff and shit. Which was a blatant fucking lie. Apparently, American Riff Raff never even heard of this cocksucker, and he's just jacking people's shit. Well, I didn't know that at the time, so, all was good and shit. He did some MySpace layout shit, some flyers, some flash banners, just promo shit, and all was good. Then, let's see, did a few interviews with him over the radio, and then he asked me about my upcoming release, Born to Die, if I'd like to sell it on the Riff Raff store page, And I was like, yeah, as long as I get paid for my shit, no problem, So I sent him like a box, like 30 CDs and shit. Well, apparently they all sold out quick, and fucking I never saw a dime for it. Well, to kind of sidetrack me, Pogo contacts me one day and is like, hey man, I'm thinking about starting this record label called Unholy Empire Records. And first thing I thought was, man, that is not an original name at all, but, cool, more power to you and shit. And he's like, you should fucking, you should join this shit, man. I need artists, and you'd be like my premier artist and shit, And I was like, I don't know, man. I got this abstract records shit going on for the last, 7 years, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just about to drop it because you're starting a fucking label and shit. But, he ended up laying out this plan for me and all this shit. He basically promised me if I signed to Unholy Empire Records, my new CD, which would have been Cartoons Volume 2 at the time, would get 1,000 pressed copies, professionally pressed and shit, paid for design, paid for new posters, new shirts, a whole new line of merch, demos paid for, booked shitload of shows, free collabs of anybody I want, he would pay for, all this shit. I'm telling you, like a million fucking promises. And I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking dope. So, why not give it a shot? So, on that, I pretty much, put Abstract Records on hold, joined Unholy Empire Records under the thought that I was going to get taken care of real well, and it would be a good jump start in my career so that I could eventually pick up Abstract again. Yeah, yada yada, your fucking mama. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I lost my train of thought.
Anyway, but before he, Xplicit here, even fucking decided to join Unholy Empire Records, Pogo, Xplicit was out of town at the time, and Pogo contacted me. This is when I started DJing for Riff Raff Radio. And I was under the impression also that he was affiliated with American Riff Raff, because I straight out fucking asked this fool and, asked him, everything I was supposed to do, what I, could play or what I couldn't play, whatever, and on the air. And, so, he told me all that shit, but he fucking called me up and fucking asked to borrow $400 from us. And I was like, what the fuck? That's a lot of money, dude. And, what do you need it for? Like, why do you all of a sudden need $400 and you can't have anybody but me fucking let you borrow it and lend it to you, and Xplicit was out of town and I couldn't get a hold of him. And so, me being the nice abstract lady, trusting people and thinking he was our homie and down, and he kept telling me he was good for it. He'd have it back to us in a week. I fucking did it. I went and I fucking Western Unioned him $400. And I told Xplicit this when he got home. I was like, dude, I don't know about this whole record label if he's asking to borrow money.
So, to make a long story short, this dude who's talking about balling big time with a fucking new record label calls to borrow $400 from us. So right there I was kind of sketched out. But anyway, he ended up paying the $400 back. I'll give him that. I thought I wasn't going to ever see that fucking money again, man. I'd have killed his ass. But to answer Rez's question, I have no fucking clue how he got past everybody with that shit for so fucking long. But actually one day it did come down at hatercore.com that it was all full of shit, that it wasn't legitimate and shit like that. And about a week later, Riff Raff Radio was shut down. And yeah, dude, he skated for a long ass time, making everybody think he had all these mad hookups and shit like that, and fucking even. I'm telling you, he said he had hookups with so many fucking people in the industry. I was like, God damn, dude, this motherfucker must have been in the game a while. He's talking all this hardcore shit with fucking, people in shady records and shit like that, and people all through the underground. Like, yeah, I got the hookup, free collabs, for anybody you need.
With Project Born.
Project Born, fucking. And then a lot of people probably still don't know this, but he talks mad shit on dudes that he's fucking friends with and shit, like Gruesome. Y'all know about Gruesome. Gruesome's the shit, dude. He was on Cartoons Volume 2. Well, he talked mad shit to me for like an hour and a half one day about that fool, and then turns around and starts sucking his dick, you know what I mean? It's fucking stupid. Like a goddamn soap opera or some shit. Anyway, to pick up where I left off. So I joined the fucking label, right? And then, I started making the album Cartoons Volume 2, which was fucking off the hook. Having a great time making it, but the whole time, I'm like, okay, well, while I'm making it, we could start promoting for it and start getting promo materials ready for it. So how about putting together a demo for everybody on Unholy Empire Records, that we could start promoting our shit? And he was down. He was like, yeah, definitely. If everybody just submits like 2 tracks, I'll get that cracking and get you guys a bunch of copies to pass out. So, lickety fucking split. I got him 2 tracks real fucking quick. Like Cypher. I don't know if y'all know Cypher, but he's my brother. He's on Abstract Records. Well, he came with me to Unholy Empire. 'Cause I told Pogo, man, where I go, Cypher goes. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. And so he came with her. He got him 2 tracks. Everybody on the label got him 2 tracks. And lo and behold, no demo. So right then I got a little bit frustrated. I'm like, well, what the fuck, dude? What's with this goddamn demo? And then, after that, I'm like, okay, well, let's get some radio interviews and shit like that. Let's get some shit played. And he's like, yeah, I got you. I got hookups with all these radio stations. And then, hold on. Yeah. Anyway, fucking, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought again.
The demo.
Yeah. Or the radio stations, yeah. Alright, and, I'm like, okay, well, let's get it cracking. And the only radio station that motherfucker got me on was Riff Raff Radio, which was run by him. How fucking weak sauce is that? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And so, that's even more frustrating, And then after that, I started trying to get, over 12 people on one album, 12 collaborations on one album that, are pretty big names in the underground. It's not easy, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of communication, a lot of fucking time, a lot of shit, you know what I mean? It fucking sucks. That's like the worst part of making that album was...
A lot of waiting.
Yeah. It was like the worst part of making that album was just dealing with other people on my tracks, Turned out good and everything. It's just frustrating. And, I'd get people who would stiff me and not give me the fucking track after...
Like that motherfucker Low-Key.
I'm not even get into that fucking fag. Anyway, that goddamn crackhead's got it coming to him. Anyway, but yeah, like Low-Key, and fucking, I paid Low-Key, what was it, like $50 or something. Never got the track, dodging my fucking phone calls and emails and shit. And I'm like, who's my manager on this label? Pogo, right? Because he's the fucking label runner, so